Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the game according to me. This is the NFL preview predictions that I do each and every year. So we're going to talk about what happens, what goes down in the regular season, what goes down in the playoffs, the draft order, and what happens with um, the awards. Who wins what? And yeah, we're also going to, of course, take a look at my Chicago Bears and see what I am predicting for them this season. So, otherwise, let's go ahead and let's get started. So, let's start off here with the AFC. As you can see on the screen, I have the number one team in the East being the Bills. The Dolphins, 89, in second place, followed by the Patriots. Also 89 in third place. New York Jets, 1-16 in last place. In the North, I have the Bengals winning 14-3 record. The Ravens coming in second place with 10-7. The Steelers winning it in 9-8, and the Browns winning 8-9. The Chiefs are 3-4, 13-4, and they will win the West Division. The Chargers, also 13-4, will become second. The Raiders, 12-5, will be fourth. And the Broncos, because they have some injuries in new place, new started, they'll be 9-8. And I have the Tennessee Titans winning the South, 11-6. The Colts next is 7-10. The Jaguars are 4-13, and those Houston Texans also at 1-16. Now for the NFC, the Rams win the West at 15-2. The 49ers come in second place, 11-6. The Cardinals will once again, miss the playoffs. This will probably be, if that happens, it'll probably be the last of Cliff Kingsbury. He's 7-10, and the Seattle Seahawks are 4-13. In the NFC South, the Buccaneers I have winning the division at 13-4. The Saints comes in second with 7-10. The Panthers 5-12, and the Atlanta Falcons go winless at 0-17. In the NFC North, I have the Packers winning at 12-5, and the Detroit Lions. Yes, friends, the Detroit Lions. I am drinking the Kool-Aid. The Detroit Lions are in second place, 11-6. The Minnesota Vikings are in third place, 9-8, but don't make the playoffs. And my Chicago Bears are 7-10. We're gonna break down the schedule for the Bears later. And then in the NFC East, the Eagles will win it, be with a 12-5 record. The Cowboys will be in second at 10-7. The Commanders come in third at 5-12, and the New York Football Giants once again winless. Two winless teams, 0-17. Ooh, that's gonna be a weird one. So now we take a look at the playoffs and how the playoffs start. The 4 seed, the Titans, will face the 5 seed, the Chargers. The 2 seed Bengals will take on the 7 seed Ravens. The 3 seed Chiefs will take on the 6 seed Raiders. And the Bills have the bye. That's in the AFC. In the NFC, the four ranked team, the Eagles, will face the 5 ranked 49ers. The number 2 seed Buccaneers will take on the 7 seed Cowboys, and the 3 seed Packers will take on the 6 seed Lions. So here's how, and with the Los Angeles Rams being the overall number 1 seed with a bye. So I have it to have the Chargers beating the Titans. They will go on to face the Bills. The Bengals will beat the Ravens, and the Chiefs will beat the Raiders. And then we have the Bengals and the Chiefs playing. In the NFC, the 49ers will beat the Eagles. They will go on to face the Rams. And the Buccaneers will beat the Cowboys. Hello? The Buccaneers will beat the Cowboys, and then the Packers will beat the Lions, having the Buccaneers face the Green Bay Packers. In the semifinals, divisional round, the Bills will beat the Chargers. The Chiefs will beat the Bengals, moving on to another AFC Championship game between the Bills and Chiefs. The Rams will beat the 49ers. The Buccaneers will beat the Packers, win on an NFC Championship game between the Rams and the Buccaneers. The Bills will beat the Chiefs, finally conquering Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game, moving on to the Super Bowl, and the Rams will beat the Buccaneers, moving them on to the Super Bowl. And we have the Buffalo Bills versus the LA Rams in the Super Bowl. Who is it? The Bills. Winning for everybody. They winning for Jim Kelly, for Bruce Smith, for James Lofton, for Andre Reed, for Thurman Thomas, for Ken Hull, for Darryl Talley, for Cornelius Bennett, for all of the former Buffalo Bills, Scott Norwood, all of them. They get their championship finally and bring one home back to Buffalo. And there you have it. The Buffalo Bills are the 2022-2023 Super Bowl champions. By the way, I should have mentioned that just like each and every year I do my predictions, I use the website playoffpredictors.com. I can go through and predict the winner of each and every football game of the entire season, and then of course in the playoffs as well. So and it gives me all of that to be able to look at. That's why you can be able to see pictures of it and things like that. I can take screenshots and show them to you doing these videos. So that's great. And like another thing they like to give up is like the draft order. So according to my records, this is what the first round draft order would be. Number one overall seed would go to the New York Giants. They can get their quarterback, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, whoever they want to replace Daniel Jones. Same thing with the Falcons. They have Desmond Ridder and Mary Marcus Mariota there, but they can get the other guy who's not available. So they do that. The Texans, we'll see how Davis Mills plays. Knowing Lloyd Smith, he probably want to get somebody from defense. The Jets will be 4. Again, depending on how Zach Wilson plays, is who you pick up here. Jaguars are 5, the Seahawks are 6, the Commanders are 7, the Panthers are 8, the Colts are 9, the Bears are 10, Saints are 11, the Cardinals are 12, the Browns are 13, the Dolphins are 14, the Patriots are 15, the Vikings are 16, the Broncos are 17, the Steelers are 18, the Ravens are 19, the Cowboys are 20, the Lions are 21, the Titans are 22, the Eagles are 23, the Raiders are 24, the 49ers are 25, the Packers are 26, the Chargers are 27, the Bengals are 28, the Buccaneers are 29, the Chiefs are 30, the Rams are 31, and the Bills are 32. Now, let's also do this, this stuff that they do, the site that they do, they don't count in for trades. So, they don't count in for trades. So there are going to be some of these people who are not going to have, their trades because of trades in the past. I think like the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are going to have a first round pick. Or maybe they will. I'm not sure. But I do know that the Dolphins, because of the tampering clause, will have that pick. Have that pick at 14 be forfeited. So it'll just be 31 teams, of course. But this thing doesn't account for that. So they have somebody else's pick. Maybe that's the pick they have. They have the Eagles pick. So who knows? But she didn't like that. Yeah. So even though they do the order, they don't account for the trades in the past years, and of course any type of punishments that's been given upon teams where they have to forfeit a draft pick. So, but there you have it. There's the draft order for 2022. Actually, it's just 2023 NFL draft. New York Giants, you are on the clock. Okay, so here are my predictions for the awards coming up this year. I think if you go 16-1. It's probably because the quarterback had a fantastic year, and I think that's going to be Josh Allen. I expect him to win the MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, I'm picking Justin Herbert, the quarterback of the Chargers, to win. I think he's going to have a tremendous season as well. Defensive Player of the Year is Aaron Donald. I just think that's his award. You just might as well just give him the name of the award. It's the Aaron Donald Award for Defensive Player of the Year. I think he'll win that again. He'll have a good year second to quarterback. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm picking George Pickens, wide receiver of the Steelers. Whether it's Mitch Trubisky or whether if it's Kenny Pickett, I think he's going to get a lot of passes thrown to him, and being 6'5", he'll be able to jump up and get him and grab him. And I think he's going to be a great complement to Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool in that wide receiver, in that wide receiver core. So I think he's going to do great things in the Steelers. The Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm picking Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end / outside linebacker of the Detroit Lions. And this is not just a pick just because he's saying Billie Jean on Hard Knocks. But I really do think that he's going to get to the quarterback, and he's going to be a disruption or the disruptive force in the backfield for not only quarterbacks but for running backs as well. And I think if the Detroit Lions are going to be in the playoffs like I have them predicted, and I think it's going to not only rely on the offense but on the defense. And I think Hutchinson is going to be the star of the defense. The coach of the year, I mean, come on, it's going to be Sean McDermott, the Buffalo Bills. I just think that's just the way it is. Again, you go 16-1, you deserve some recognition. I think Sean McDermott deserves that recognition, and I think he'll get it. And the comeback player of the year, I've picked King Henry, Derrick Henry, the running back of the Tennessee Titans. He had 1,000 yards before he got injured last year. I think there's a good possibility that he will break the all-time record this year. And he still won't be the MVP because Josh Allen and the Bills were going 16-1. So, but he can win the comeback player of the year, and I think that's a good one to choose. So, Derrick Henry is my comeback player of the year. So now let's look at my Chicago Bears. For all you other Bears fans out here, let me see what we got here. So week 1, I have San Francisco beating the Bears. I have Green Bay beating the Bears in Sunday Night Football, week 2. The Bears get their first win at home against Levy's Texans. Then they get a win against the New York Giants in week 4. Then they have a game where against Minnesota, where I think Minnesota at home, Minnesota will win that one. And then I think they have a home game on Thursday night against the Commanders, which then they will win that one. And then they have a bit of a losing streak. Week 7 they'll take on the Patriots, which they'll lose. In week 8 they'll take on the Cowboys, which they'll lose. In week 9 they take on the Dolphins, which they'll lose. And number 10 they have a home game against the a home game against the Lions. They'll win that one. And then they'll have a 3-game winning streak, which they'll beat the Lions, they'll beat the Falcons in Atlanta, and they'll beat the Jets in New York, New Jersey. And then they have the Green Bay Packers at home, which Green Bay will win again. Then they have their bye, and then their last four games will be against the Eagles, which they'll lose, against the Buffalo Bills, which they'll lose, against the Detroit Lions, which they will lose as well, and then they'll pick up a win at home against the Minnesota Vikings. So there you have it. That ends up being a 7-10 record. They'll be the 11th best team in the conference. They will be awful on the road, but and just barely average at home. They'll have a lot of things. In the conference, they'll be 5-7. Versus winning teams, of course, they'll be 2-9. Versus losing teams, they'll be 5-1. That's exactly where they'll be. And in the division, they'll be 2-4. So, yeah, that is it for my Chicago Bears. Now let's go ahead and let's wrap this thing up. So there you have it, my season preview predictions for the 2022-2023 football season. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, I want to remind you that next week, every Wednesday after that, I hope, we will be doing the recap of the weeks ahead and previewing what's going to happen in weeks forward. Not only pro, but college football. So yes, but that's not going to be here on YouTube. That's going to be on my podcast. So look in the description box down below. You will see links to all of where my Game According to Me podcasts are. Make sure you go there and you find one of them, the one that you use, and you find it. You subscribe to it so that you know anytime, every Wednesday when it comes out, you'll be here for it to listen to it. And I would appreciate that very, very, very much. And also, while you're at it, in the description box, go and find my other podcast, The Word According to Me, and that will be doing so as well. So you can just look into that one. That one's not about sports, but it's about other things, that life and things like that, and a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah. So next week we're gonna recap the week in college, and then preview what's happening in the next week. We're gonna recap the first week of NFL and preview week 2. All right? So there you have it. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know about your predictions. What do you think about mine? How do you feel about it? Do you like it? Do you not? Do you think I, have the wrong predictions? Let me know down in the comment section. For those of you guys listening on the podcast, thank you guys so much for listening. See you guys next week. As always, baby, be good to each other. Be careful out there. And I am out.